You're what up, YouTube? It's your boy Wabi from the Politically Correct Show, coming to you with exclusive part two. Oh yeah, featuring my daughter Confidence. How could I forget? Featuring exclusive part two. Uh, Bully album, Yeezy season. Here we are, doing what we do. Without further ado, because Kalila's losing patience. We're gonna get this album recontinued. Starting off with Sisters and Brothers. Pretty sure he's talking about us. Remember, I'm stopping this momentarily so I don't get copywritten. This is for educational purposes only. Me being the Yeezy fan, this is for educational purposes.
It's gonna get a lot more dangerous. But brothers move a lot like strangers. They say I'm blacking out like Akon. I'm feeling more calm like Genghis. What they gon' do, what they gon' do with them. Take some time off, they act like they don't remember. Couple fortnights and at least 2 winners. Back with the head taps and the head spinners. I've been blowing money fast, it can not go quicker. Throw it in the bag like a fastball pitcher. Designated hit for the designated hitter. Give it all you got, it does not make a difference.
Alright. Alright, so that's Brothers and Sisters. For me, it's a little boring to me. You know, it's a little slow for me, but you can understand the purpose of the song by the lyrics and the title. Even really the sample too is a pretty good sample for the social matter, But point being is sonically I don't really like it, but I understand the message though in the song. Basically, we're all sisters and brothers. That's why Ye's name is Ye, because he says that you are me and I am you. We're us. That's Ye. So sisters and brothers, we're not only the image of God, but we're also the image of each other. We represent each other. So, for being sisters and brothers so much, it's not like I can call my homie out and talk about things because they don't have no time for me. We're not, as sisters and brothers, we're not as supportive of each other as we should be, as neighbors, as sisters, as brothers, as family, as one, as a human race. We're not there, so, and we're losing it more and more we get further in to the future. So I like the message of the song. I'm not listening to it all the time. But let's go with Bully. This is Bully, self-named title song of the album. Basically the basis of the album.
take the pill, it's small.
This draws it all up,
Systems run
basically.
amok. I wanna beat somebody up like a bully. You think I'm a riot? I see the facade. You wish I'd be quiet. Don't reach to a god, to a god, to tell the truth. Yeah, obey. Hey, baby, do what I say. I can't ain't no other way. Baby, do what I say. I said obey. Hey, baby, do what I say. I can't ain't no other way. Baby, do what I say. When a masterpiece. What I say. I can't ain't. Baby, do what I say. All the people swear my ego needs a repo, but I won't let go. And I love it all. Baby, tell me what it cost you to tell the truth. Yeah.
So that's Bully, the song on the album. Two things about this song. I like the beat. I love the beat. I probably still listen to it because of the beat. And I also like the fact that CeeLo Green's on this. I'm a big CeeLo Green fan. And the fact that it says CeeLo Green and not Gnarls Barkley is crazy too, because I thought he was Gnarls Barkley. But either way, CeeLo Green. You know, if you don't know him, you live under a rock. Shout out to him. Good song. It's just, I just don't like all that God talk. Like, I understand he thinks he's the leader, but in the good words of Lauryn Hill, you're not the leader. You're a leader. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself there, but no, YZY, and if you follow Ye, you understand that he aspires to be the greatest, and there's no one greater than God. So that's that for Bully. You know, obviously the song's the premise of you're not gonna bully him into getting him to do and say what you want. You know, his ego is too big for it. He's too big for it. He's too great for it. And that's how we should basically all live. It's basically the premise of that song. So here we are. I believe we're going to be at highs and lows. Highs and lows, all right. Highs and lows. So that's highs and lows. If anybody's a big Yeezy fan, they would know that Ye made the Bully album a year ago. And he put the first version on Twitter for free. So then everybody started putting it on social media and YouTube and stuff, and everybody caught wind of it. We listened to it, and Highs and Lows was one of the songs that were on there. And I must say, I like the original one better. And it's only because of that in the background. You'll hear it when you hear the song. I know you heard what I heard, but I can't mimic it real well because of my voice. But that nice light song, that nice light sound that mimics the beat. Uh, I don't like that ad. He added that on, and I just don't like that add on. I think uh, my difference of opinion, my taste of opinion, I don't think that was a good add on. But he probably listened to it and was like, "Oh, I like it like that," so he put it on it. That's one thing about Kanye is, I mean, not Kanye, my bad, formerly known as Kanye, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. He he changes stuff, and sometimes it's in my opinion, better, and then sometimes, in my opinion, it's worse. And I think I won't say it's worse with that mimicking sound on there, but it's an add-on that he doesn't need, and to me, it just feels like an extra voice that just shouldn't be there. But I digress. Highs and lows. It was just a little short bridge to the next few songs that I like on the album anyways. It's not like a song that I don't like, that I dislike, but it's a short song that I'm probably not gonna play on repeat at all. But this what it is next. Can't wait. Yeah, now we're getting to the good part of the album. Like, I mean, the whole album to me is pretty solid. Oh, the whole album is solid, but now we're getting to the more consistent, because I've been saying, I like this, that a little bit, that a little bit, but like, nah, like, now we're getting to the parts where I just consistently like. Father is a masterpiece, but before we got to Father, we had to get through King, This a Must, which King is alright. This a Must to me is kind of boring. And then you get to the masterpiece, Father. But then you get to All the Love. Uh, punch, drunk, punch, whatever. I like the beat to that, so okay. But I really like to hear my boy Ye spit because I like his intellect. So, that song wasn't really doing it for me. But then Whatever Works is alright. And then Mama's Favorite, I just love the part when, Donda is speaking. That part always makes me feel something, because I can relate to that. So we got that, and then you got Brothers and Sisters, which to me is like the most boringest song. And then you got Bully, which I've already went through that, so you already know how I feel about Bully and Highs and Lows. And now we're getting to I Can't Wait, which I feel like this song's a banger, I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's not because he's spitting crazy, it's just because it's just super catchy. You see what I mean?
They hate the ones who can actually figure it out. They want you caught up in distraction, fear, and doubt. I'd rather focus on the love that's been around. Take all the stress to UPS and ship it out. No executive can ever run their mouth. I've been consecutive with shutting shit down. High speed drives in the scenic route. High fashion, people see us out. No, you just have to wait. She said, love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. Hold it, let's just
All right, so that was I Can't Wait. See, I told you it was catchy. The beat selection was amazing, was spectacular. Um, the lyrics, even though the lyrics weren't too like crazy, like I said, but the lyrics were solid. There were solid lyrics. You know, there was a few bars in there, just a little bit. Not not like bars, ooh, but you know you're vibing to it. You know what I'm saying? But that beat, man, I gotta give Ye his credit. You know, he still knows how to make them boys. Don't he? Don't he? You know, between the father beat, the drunk punch beat, this beat, and a few more we're gonna get through. I mean, I don't know which ones are better. I just know they're all top tier. Like, I appreciate the production in this album. I'll tell you that before I get into the recap episode, part 3. I'm going to tell you straight up, I love the production most of the time on this album. So, not going to listen to that again. Next, White Lines. Another one that was on, I believe it was on the original. Like, you know, a lot of these have been on the original. They just changed or whatever. But I think this was on the original. I just didn't listen to it. But, you know, I think I remember seeing the title. I just didn't listen to it because White Lines just isn't like a. Because when I'm listening to something that's unfinished, I like to be attracted to it. And White Lines, a title like that, just doesn't really attract me to it. You know, when once he actually drops it, I'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm listening to a leak or if I'm listening to something that's unfinished, you know, because honestly, I'm probably shouldn't be listening to leaked and unfinished stuff anyways, but if I am to listen to such a thing, it's because I was attracted to it. I was like, oh, that title is nice. Let's see what this sound like. But anyways, White Lines, before I get too much off the topic. Stevie Wonder sample, by the way. I can tell you straight up. That's a Stevie Wonder sample. I can tell you that from the gun. He's not even hiding it. I mean, Ye doesn't really hide his samples too much. Anyways, just like he didn't with the last joint. But I can tell you right straight up, this is the Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder, by the way. That's my guy. I love his music a lot. All right, that's White Lines. Uh, uh, I mean, if I'm by myself and I'm thinking about a woman or whatever, I guess I'll listen to it, whatever, laying down on the bed, doing nothing, whatever. But it's definitely replayable. But I mean, before I listen to this, I'm just gonna listen to the Stevie Wonder original on like YouTube or something, even though the quality probably isn't as good. But either way, either way, um, the song is good. You know, it's just kind of infringey for me. But if if Stevie Wonder loves it, I love it too. You know, he said, "Hey, sure, okay, you know, clear it." No, it's what this Preacher Man. Now I think damn near almost everybody has heard this song already because this is the song he advertised Bully with. This is the first Bully song that I heard. This is the song that everybody was like, "Oh, this beat is sick. Ye's back," you know. And I was like, "Yeah, this beat's alright. Well, let me see if Ye's back for real." But anyways, Preacher Man. Preacher Man. Right?
We pass on a settlement.
Right.
This path I don't recommend. We pass what they expected, man. I know what they never can. I float, I'll never land. When it's dark, you don't know where you go. Need a light bear to lead you home. I know what they never can. I float, I'll never land. When it's dark, you don't know what. Way we moving, trusting me, we going God mode. The theory's proven.
Hold on. Let me get to the
She hates
verse.
sports, that she watching from the floor seats. I hate that God didn't make a couple more of me, and all my haters in the chorus act accordingly. They imitate the sound, call it forgery. What we doing's more important, more importantly. Look what we made it to. Made love that's unmakeable, bond that's unbreakable. Broke rules and bent corners in hopes of breaking through. Basically went out my way to make a way for you. Basically I'm finna take you higher places to it. Way improving like a fader, we gon' stay improving. This the light that's gonna illuminate the way we moving. Trusting me, we going God mode, the theory's proven.
You know? That is Preacher Man. Now, I like the song. I do. I like the song. Just I just wish he had just more bars to that song, because if you're gonna be the preacher man, I want to see you preach. But he was kind of preaching a little bit, but you know, I I know you could have done better. More douchebag, yay! More douchebag, yay knows what I mean. Yay knows what I'm talking about when I say more douchebag. More douchebag. So it's like if you're gonna be the preacher man, God preach. But I like the song. I like the concept. You know, he's claiming his spot being the GOAT, no matter what sales look like, no matter who's canceled, what's not, what is. He's king, basically, is what he's saying in that song, you know? And basically, everybody's switching sides on him, even though he's king, which I can relate.
It's been a long time coming. Fresh new ties, I'm still running. It's a beautiful.
By the way, this is Beauty and the Beast. This is like the second song that I heard from Bully. He also advertised Bully with this song too before he dropped it on Twitter. By the way, Preacher Man and So Far This sound exactly the same from last year from Twitter. He ain't really changed it too much, which honestly I can respect.
Things I'm overcoming. Running checks still, think about it every night and day. Try to stay away to keep my heart. So don't take this check. I'm sitting here trying to read and write. Think about it every night and day. Try to stay away to keep my heart. So don't take this check. I'm still here in a trifecta. It's been a long time coming.
So basically, that song's just gonna be a loop like that, and at the end, I believe I don't remember on this album version, but I know on the original version at the end, yeah, he lets that beat ride. You know what I'm saying? Let that beat ride. He didn't let the beat ride enough, but he let that beat ride. You dun dun dun. So I can respect that. So now we're headed to Damn, which, as I remember, I didn't really care for that song that much either. So we're gonna stop it right here because I got a meeting that I have to come through for. So shout out to anybody watching. Thank you. Bully album, the third installation, the third part of part 3 of Bully album isn't gonna be the recap like I thought it would, because this video is going on a little too long. But it will be the rest of the album, because after Damn, I believe, yeah, after Damn, there's only 2 songs left, and then I'm gonna give you my recap. So actually, I'll make the recap the third. I just mushed it in together. How about that? That way y'all don't have to look for part 3. So I'm gonna do that and save basically the last two, in my personal opinion, and the original draft from Twitter. These are the 2 best songs right here to me. He saved the best last 2 for last of the original draft, because my favorite song on this whole album, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, is Father. So I think y'all would probably notice that from my reaction. But yeah, I've been talking about that song for like half of the album, so I think you probably get that. But he saved the last two of the original for last, which is also respectable. So shout out to Ye. Uh, Shout out to the music distributor that decided to take on the album. And with that in mind, God bless you. God bless America. And God bless music, man. Twabi. We're out.